We all know that every person is at least talented in something. At the same time, only a few people are ready to work day and night on the development of their talents. At the same time, many people manage to hone their abilities to perfection and rise to a completely new level, while others can no longer reach them. In today's video, you will see people with incredible abilities and talents. Their skills will surprise and sometimes even shock you. This guy can transform total chaos into perfect order in a matter of seconds. No one and nothing will train your reaction speed, attentiveness, and impact force better than this simulator. The result of this person is proof of that. This guy looks like Mr. Elastic. Well, how else to explain his superpower to slip everywhere?
Yes, there it is.
The curtain fell gracefully and revealed a huge mirror. This girl's body is 100% under her control. Just look at how clearly and perfectly she controls it. This can be achieved through years of training. An empty roller rink and crazy friends who are ready for any adventure. What else do you need for happiness? As you can see, this talented person has skillful hands and perfect vision. Such a bush is not an obstacle, but a way to complicate an incredible trick. Do you also think that this girl was trained by that well-known master of Kung Fu? And this athletic lady was able to impress all those muscle piles who came to show off their bodies. While someone is afraid of not entering a turn on an empty road, others are doing something impossible on the highway. You need to feel your body and time very well in order to continue your journey without stopping before obstacles. There is some kind of invisible connection between the best friends which seems to synchronize some of their actions. This lady is definitely very lucky. Just look at how perfectly she entered the water. This man does not have the opportunity to visit the golf course, so he just created something similar at home. Just a little training and he can even score the ball, even in the most difficult holes. What kind of ultimate limbo is this? One throw and 2 goals scored. That is what true mastery means. Without having any safety rope and relying only on his strength, this street acrobat does amazing things. Many people do not have to rush and give their best since all their actions are perfect and bring a lot of good things. The slow motion mode makes any jump, even an unsuccessful one, epic. How do you take this first-class somersault from an SUV? This summer dress moves graciously in the wind while she is spinning over the water and is not going to fall at all. It seems that someone has a lot of drive to share. I don't think she expected such a thing from her daughter. With such self-defense skills, she will not be afraid to walk the streets, even at night and alone. Warning, this is a new way of spectacular undressing. And even if you are an adult responsible man, there is always a place for entertainment in your life. And this is a great way to impress a man and make your evening interesting. And this cool maneuver deserves applause. And here is another unique person with incredible skills. And the woman with such shapes and capabilities perhaps will become a dream for any man. Wow, before landing, his heart probably started beating 3 to 4 times faster than it should. I don't know how she did it, but the jump looked very spectacular. Absolute trust is the most important thing that can be between partners. I think the feeling of fear and self-preservation should be completely absent from a person in order to perform such tricks. And this is the case when driving on your hands can be much more spectacular than model walking. And how does she stay so focused in the process?
Oh my God!
It looks like this cute girl is made of plasticine. And don't tell me that football is a game for males. It seems that you simply will not find his equal in the slow-mo style. I wonder how long he trained to achieve such perfection. Such impeccable accuracy is something he can be proud of. Someone here doesn't need to spend money to buy a stepladder, especially with such talents. It's cool, there's nothing to add here. Despite his obviously not young age, the man tried to demonstrate his frisbee skills as best as possible. Perhaps in his youth he was a star in sports. If the trick is not spectacular, then it will not be noticed, but if it is beyond the real, then it will certainly be remembered by the audience. If you're not doing what you love as selflessly as this athlete, then ask yourself a simple question: what is the reason for doing it at all? With such outstanding abilities, a girl should definitely have a bright future. The guy firmly decided that being the best at ping pong wasn't enough for him, so he came up with some entertaining tricks. Here are some of them. And a real pro is even ready to develop superpowers to help his team win. No, this is not a video frame put on repeat. This is how professional volleyball team players train. Two young guys were able to create such a cool tandem, honing their skills in dancing and jumping just to perfection. A spectacular landing for someone turned out to be no less important than the flight itself. Maybe the judges will still add a couple of points to the athlete for such a spectacular jump. The guy tried hard. As the leader of the American rock band The Doors, Jim Morrison, said, "Where is your desire to be strange?" This is an interesting activity for a non-boring pastime with friends. I can imagine what'll happen if you add a couple of more sips of some adult drink before the start. A basketball player completely destroys his opponent with the help of some incredible and, at the same time, disrespectful tricks. The surprisingly well-coordinated jump of the three friends clearly shows that the guys are at completely different levels in terms of their capabilities. You can choose what is more pleasant in this video, synchronously working men or the guy who decided that the best help is not to interfere. Let's finish our most pleasant selection with a perfectly drawn team picture of the cutest dog. Just look at these layers complementing each other. It's a pleasure to watch this. It's good that this boy's mom doesn't see him riding a bike. And this person creates a real masterpiece with only a wooden board and a magnifying glass. No words are needed here, only admiration. These acrobats show an interesting performance, but I feel sad about the back of the second one. The trick is simply incredible. However, these risky guys need to implement some kind of safety measure. Just take a look at what this athlete does. My eyes can't keep up with the speed of the changing positions of his body. Personally, I admire the courage of a friend who climbed this tower and helped a friend impress others. And what is your personal record of throwing a pebble? Write it down in the comments below. Human creativity knows no limit. You can simulate a golf course with the help of old equipment and a disc. His wife made it clear to her husband that it was not worth arguing with her. Each of us once played this game. Have you tried to beat records in it with your toes? Such a start will definitely be remembered by everyone. What was that? Has someone learned to walk on water? Or rather, to slide? The reaction of this teenager is just like that of Spider-Man. It seems to me that it's just a matter of luck, although it may well turn out to be their talent. And this is an interesting way to teach another person to perform the split. Don't remember to write information about it down. This is what real professionals look like, masterfully doing their job. Wow, this boy is a real talent. It's not the years that make a person old. I would call this event canoe pulling. I don't have any other options. If for some reason you can't do what the others are doing, be smart. The chicken, as it turned out, is quite good at training. I can't even imagine how much time he spent honing his own skills, which causes only genuine delight. Maybe there is some invisible surface in front of him? This kind of transport is exactly suitable for off-road driving. However, you can get really tired while you're pedaling. His vertical run was very spectacular, wasn't it? He clearly dreamed of becoming a football player as a child and decided to continue practicing as an adult. Such an incredible performance is much brighter and more spectacular than even the coolest fireworks. The usual roller skating didn't seem enough for the girl, and she decided to move to a new level. The water ski jump turned out to be incredibly spectacular. And this is the case when a life hack from the web turned out to be effective. Most likely, now you are seeing a new kind of volleyball game, which will soon be held at many competitions. This fellow is doing something unimaginable. Guys, is this even possible? The horse was very lucky with the rider. We have someone to be proud of. This is the level of God. After such an incredible pirouette, I think she needs to be born a mermaid in the ocean. And here, we have a man who can do absolutely anything in life. And the physical abilities of these people are somewhere on the verge of fantasy. Beautiful girls on a motorcycle wearing a helmet know how to attract attention to themselves. Well, and if their iron horse is also unusual, then it also turns out to be a true combo. What kind of coordination and stability do you need in order to stay on the ice so confidently? And even when you have a whole team? As they say, sleight of hand and no fraud. You know, such manipulations really only cause surprise and delight.
Muy good.
Apparently, the desperate kid trusts his shoes more than I trust myself. Just look at the willpower and endurance of these guys. And after what you've seen, will you still look for excuses and not play sports? I can say with confidence that the bright blonde on the screen is incredibly cool. And I realized this even before she took the rackets in her hands. Those stretching skills cause incredible delight, and especially for those who cannot bend down to tie their shoelaces without bending their knees. Aerial gymnastics has always excited people, and it will cause even more interest with such new bright elements. And this spring toy, briskly walking up the stairs, brings the most pleasant memories from childhood. But these guys seem to have found a completely different way to use it. Nothing unusual, it's just a weirdo on the screen whose shocking abilities make gravity seem non-existent. Here's a girl who not only has an amazing balance during the execution of the wave, but also incredible strength. Just try to stay in this position on one hand. While being a uniquely talented and fearless surfer girl, she excellently performed a very difficult maneuver. You will be totally confused while looking at it. What can I say? The accuracy and dexterity of the hero of the video can only be envied. Perfect clarity, incredible accuracy, and deep calculation of the path and time. That's what allowed the young archer to perform this task perfectly. It looks like the kid spent a lot of time training an amazing sense of balance, since he is so great at balancing on his bike, even with a load on his head. No wonder these two brothers got into the Guinness Book of Records, with such physical fitness and an incredible level of trust in each other. Roller skaters who have mastered the basics of skating move to the next level and begin to learn different tricks. The beauty on our screen is apparently a very talented student. Probably the guy wanted to feel like a real dolphin, having fun frolicking on the waves. Well, he did a good job of bringing his idea to life. We have Hawkeye in the Marvel Universe, and this guy with extraordinary abilities in real life. If a man finds the right approach to his beloved, then she will also be flexible in all respects, just like plasticine. The boy's insane boxing training is a great sign that he can become a world champion in the near future. Regular rotation of the hoop helps to reduce the waist, improve posture, and strengthen the abdominal muscles, but this girl apparently decided to become perfect in super short time. These guys decided to entertain themselves in a very interesting way. Even extra pounds did not prevent him from performing a cool trick with the ball. By using such a modernized chair, one go for a walk and even on a trip around the world. And this is the case when no obstacles can become an obstacle to achieving the goal. Many people can only dream of such a vestibular apparatus. These guys created a whole show and impressed everyone with their perfectly honed skills. Here is an option for you how to have fun if your wife is shopping in the store for a long time. She needs to try professional sports. It's a good attempt to shock an enthusiastic audience, but it's extremely dangerous. For some reason, I have a certain confidence that everything turned out so perfectly not by chance. He's a real pro in his field. You're not you when you're hungry. Let's show some respect to these babies. I don't know what they needed to achieve such a cool result, but it was worth it, definitely. He shoots accurately. What a perfect shot! Don't be afraid to be different. People will remember you for a long time. Everyone would like to have such an amount of money in their hands. Their life would definitely sparkle with new colors. He's a cool dude, isn't he? Finally, someone managed to do something really interesting with a children's toy and give it new meaning. Someone here seems to be claiming the Guinness Book of Record holder for high-speed beverage consumption.
Oh my God!
These guys are real titans. What entertainment! While some people are just learning to ride a bicycle, others are saddling their iron horse on wheels and doing incredible maneuvers with it. Performing stunts on a jet ski is by no means an easy task. However, the old school skills of the hero of our video are on a completely different level. In order to get off the ground and feel how to jump somersault, you must first overcome fear. But as we can see, real masters of their craft do not know such a feeling at all. To create something unique and unusual, you need to be a creative person. And the guy who creates these masterpieces with the help of fabric and iron clearly has a lot of them. This is how some real relaxation looks. Who is the coolest person here? The waitress who managed to deliver such a huge order, or the person who wants to eat it? These guys got bored with the basketball and they decided to move the game to the trampoline. How do you like this idea? How was he able to get such strong fingers? They can withstand more than 100 kilograms of weight. It looks like this man's hands are made of steel. Otherwise, how can you explain his ability to break bricks so easily? This woman is a real talent. She was able to boast impressive skills even in a small pool. Gymnasts are unique people. They live as if they don't feel pain at all. What was that? This man planted a fir tree without even leaving home? And this is the video with the real master of life. Do we need to deal with a serious fire with just one turn? No problem. And this supermarket used his creativity to come up with something brilliant. Once again, I am convinced that your hood is your best coach. I'm surprised that he didn't break his neck with such crazy tricks. Even two wheels are enough for this driver to drive in a car. How do you like this ski descent? For a workout, you would only need one old bar and a huge dose of motivation. No one has ever completed this racetrack in such an epic manner before. I don't really know the number of hours this girl spent in the gym, but she definitely won't go on a date with someone who prefers playing Dota 2 instead of training. This beauty can be easily invited to play beach volleyball. If you love computer games more than sports, you can even create a virtual wife for yourself. Modern technologies are simply amazing. As of today, Reina Vallandigham is the youngest martial artist with a black belt. She has won 12 world champion titles. At the age of 8, the girl has already won 4 of them, while competing with girls from the higher weight and age categories. Just a year later, she won 6 more world championships. Invincible Reina Vallandigham is also an ambassador of the Taekwondo Association. She frequently appears in music videos and also improves her acting skills. This is not footage from a horror movie. This is the real power of nature and the real person who conquered it. Pedro Viana is a fearless Brazilian surfer. His name is known to everyone who knows something about surfing. He is one of the few people who were able to conquer a monster wave 60 feet high. However, there were also terrible falls in his career when the chances of salvation were almost non-existent. If you fall from a giant wave, you are immediately covered by a colossal mass of water, and it is almost impossible to swim out alive. In addition, waves of this height are formed in the coastal shelf, and if you fall, you're inevitably carried to the rocks. Pedro himself says that he is not afraid of risk and is not afraid to be happy. And this guy earned our respect for his incredible flexibility, which any gymnast would envy. It may seem to us that he broke all his bones during these tricks. However, the artist himself claims that he feels absolutely nothing but a slight stretch in the muscles. It's all about the genetic features of the guy. From the moment of birth, his joints have had excellent flexibility, and difficult training since childhood has helped to pump this skill to a fantastic level. Have you ever seen something like this? Either the wrong table for tennis or the players forgot their rackets. Tech ball is a relatively new sport. The rules of the game resemble table tennis, only you can hit the ball with any part of your body except your hands. A separate aesthetic pleasure is to watch the women's game of tech ball. These beauties are really versatile fighters. Let's show our respect to this genius skateboarder. Philip Nunez had both legs amputated at the age of 6 after an unsuccessful attempt to make the so-called extreme surfing on a train. But disability did not stop the guy on the way to the dream. Now Philip is known all over the world. He has sponsors and international contracts. He continues to prove to everyone that there are no barriers. All of them are in our heads. This girl is able to freestyle with a ball in the most unusual locations. Do you think that this is a simple hobby? At the same time, behind the beautiful picture and the radiant smile of the girl, one can find a lot of work and years of training. This cutie is the current 4-time world record holder and former world champion in football freestyle. This blonde will undoubtedly beat many football players. Jeff Gazzola is the real god of flyboarding. Probably this guy was able to ride the board as soon as he was born. Strong flows of water push him to the height of tens of meters above the water, where he performs mind-blowing tricks and somersaults. And his signature performance is a unique fire show on a flyboard in Dubai. The fantastic combination of water and fire simply fascinates the stunned audience. And this guy calls himself an unconventional archer who does strange tricks. When you watch James's video, there's only one question: how? How did he do it? He easily hits an aspirin tablet or makes an arrow fly around obstacles. If you still don't think the guy is a genius who came to us from another planet, then watch this trick. James considers it the most difficult in his career. The guy easily hits the wedding ring in flight. And while you can't throw a wrapper in the trash, support this genius with a like. You can watch this virtuoso forever. He turns every hit of the ball into a pocket into a real staged show. If you were tearing your hair out on the bottle tossing trick from the third attempt, just imagine how many unsuccessful takes he had to do for these shots. Did you know that the first billiard sharper was King Stanislaw Radziwiłł? He tilted the table, and the opponents could never get into the pocket. This guy, with his talent, doesn't need such tricks. He's already a real genius in this business. This thrill seeker will turn your imagination upside down. According to this guy, walking calmly along the river means denying yourself an incredible performance and enjoyment. His name is Talis Rosender, and for him, the river is his personal amusement park. Just take a look at how this cool guy rushes at full speed and performs mind-blowing stunts on his super-fast Thundercat boat. In this video, he managed to put his boat on its back and perform the sitting on the tail trick. It's just unbelievable. Wow, just take a look at how he landed on one ski. If we hadn't seen the second element of equipment flying right behind him, we would have decided that this was a carefully planned trick. But for this Canadian extreme skiing professional, such a situation is a common thing. Bryce is ready for everything that can happen on a dangerous ski track. This guy definitely doesn't have an hourly wage at work, but one thing is clear for sure: he has found his true profession. This guy is certainly a true master of his craft and a real virtuoso. Please don't try it at home. And now, take a look at this video. It's simply breathtaking. In this video, you can see Raphael flying with a black vulture, and it 100% shocked the audience. This activity is called parahawking, and it involves paragliding with a bird of prey, which is trained to guide a person during this dangerous performance. And in this video, the predator accompanies Raphael during the entire flight and then lands right on the feet of the performer. Would you like to fly with such a bird? Share your answer in the comments below. They say that there should be no limits to talent and creativity, and this is what happened. British artist Sam Cox, who started with a classical art school, went so far as to paint his entire house in 2 years. The artist's signature style is called graffiti spaghetti. Almost 3 million people watched his house turn into a museum exhibit. Sam spent 900 liters of jar paint and 401 cans on his creation. According to the author, it was his childhood dream, but Cox has already announced a new goal: he wants to paint the whole planet. These guys don't need a surfboard, they just need an awesome location and a lot of good time. In general, this couple of travelers just loves wild places where you can relax in a secluded Adrian Raza is a talented skimboarder, and there are no impossible tricks for him. Interestingly, skimboarding is a water sport that consists of riding on shallow water and wet sand. Adrian Raza has been the leader of all European championships for the last 3 years. He shows perfect gliding skills. In addition, he managed to set a whole new level of technical tricks and combinations, thus creating a history of this sport with his own hands. That's it, thanks for watching. We're waiting for you in the comments below.